in the sky, sun came down and burned everything. Everything and everybody. You were lucky to hole up and hide in a place like this or underground. Most people weren't lucky. So, a year later, we started coming out. And people wandered around, not knowing what I was going to do, trying to find a place to survive. One day, I heard a voice. It's hard to explain, but it was like it was coming from inside of me. But I could hear it as clear as I can hear you talking to me now.
What did this voice say?
It led me to a place where I found the book buried in some rubble. The voice told me to carry the book out west. Told me that a path would be laid out for me, that I'd be led to a place where the book was safe. Told me that I'd be protected against anyone or anything that stood in my path. I've been walking ever since.
And you did all that because a voice in your head told you to?
Yes, I did. I know what I heard. I know what I hear. I know I'm not crazy. And I know I would have never made it without help.
What's that?
One question too many. Go to bed. We got an early start in the morning. Let me ask you a question. And answer it honestly to yourself. If you had an experience similar to Eli's, what would you do? If you woke up one morning and a voice inside your head that you could hear as clearly as you can hear me now was telling you what it was that you should be doing, what it was that you should drop and pick up something else, what would you do? Would you react like Eli? Would you just simply get up, no questions, I'm going to obey? Would you perhaps freak out a little bit? But then calm down, maybe pray, seek out some wise counsel, perhaps fast, call a pastor, go for coffee, make absolutely sure you're not crazy. And then follow. Or would you ignore it and go on with your life as though nothing ever happened? I think for the most part, if we were as convinced as Eli that God was speaking to us, we would obey. Very few of us would have the guts not to. But the fact is, though, that few of us get a call as clear as that, as concise as that, as loud as that. We don't get to take this book, go west until I tell you to stop, I will protect you. Daryl was called to plant a church. He planted this church. I've been called to plant a church as well. I'm starting on that road. All of us have at least one calling or one purpose, one mission in our lives. And if you're a Christian, that mission revolves around Jesus Christ and His kingdom on this earth. For some of you, that might be ministry, leadership. For others, it might be caring and loving for people. I'll give you an example. My wife, Cody, very, very hospitable woman. We have what's called an open home. We've had people stay with us for a couple nights here and there. When they need space, they need to get away from something, or they just don't have anywhere to stay for a while. That's Cody's desire. That's where her heart is. That's her ministry. And I'm thrilled that I'm on that road with her. But more importantly than that, it's my job and the job of every other Christian husband out there to love their wives. That's our mission. If you're a husband in this room and you don't know what your life's mission is, I just gave it to you. Love for, care for, cherish your wife. How and what that is and how that looks for is a message for a different day. And if you want, we can go for coffee and talk for 6 hours. Ministry doesn't have to be this big public thing that you do. Some of us get called to that, but it's not everybody. If it was, we'd have 6 million churches with 6 million pastors and nobody in the seats. But we're all called to be on mission with God. Every last one of us. I can't tell you what that looked like in your life. I can give you examples. But you're called to serve in some way. God wants you on mission with Him. We're going to ruin the end of the movie now. If you haven't seen it, I hope you have. Even if you haven't seen it, and I do ruin it, it's still worth it, because like I said, 20 clips. But Eli gets to the end of his mission. He gets west. He gets to the west coast. He ends up in San Francisco, ironically enough, at Alcatraz prison, where this happened.
Dear Lord, thank you for giving me the strength and the conviction to complete the task you entrusted to me. Thank you for guiding me straight and true through the many obstacles in my path. And for keeping me resolute when all around seemed lost. Thank you for your protection and for your many signs along the way. Thank you for any good that I may have done. I'm so sorry about the bad.
You don't have to leave, you know. You're very welcome to stay here. You'll be perfectly safe.
Thank you. But it's something that I have to do.
Where will you go?
Home.
Thank you for the friend I made. Please watch over her as you watched over me. Thank you for finally allowing me to rest. I'm so very tired. But I go now to my rest at peace, knowing that I have done right with my time on this earth. I fought the good fight. I finished the race. I kept the faith.
Eli transcribes the Bible. Let that sink in for a minute. He recited the whole thing from memory.